Welcome to Made for More podcast, where faith and personal growth converge. I'm Julia, and I'm honored to guide you on a journey of empowerment and transformation alongside our occasional co-host, Omar. We are passionate believers and advocates for unlocking your God-given full potential. Join us as we explore the intersection of faith, life, business, and relationships, igniting a fire within to embrace the truth that your life is destined for greatness. Together, we'll uncover strategies, insights, and stories that inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Get ready to embark on a fulfilling quest towards personal and professional fulfillment, guided by faith and the unwavering belief that you, my friend, are made for more. Feel free to put it in the chat. I'm going to go to Crystal. And what I love, you guys, about the group coaching aspect, I've been a part of group coaching before and hot seat coaching with my personal coach, is you get something from other people. Like while y'all are probably listening in and Stephanie, you're probably like, man, I've been there before too, where I let one person's idea or thought or feedback dictate my thoughts. Or while you're sitting in, you kind of get some other ideas. So while I've been sitting in on other people's hot seat stuff, I always kind of leave with something as well. So hopefully this helps all of you. Okay, so Crystal, I'm honestly just trying to get back on track after life has thrown me several curveballs. Can I get a name in? Right? Who else is here for this one? I know that's a lot of people. Like a lot of people are probably like, yes, I just need to get back on track. Okay, well, Brandy, it sounds like you're here too. I've got to get focused and quit just scrolling through Facebook. All right, Crystal, are you able to unmute and just kind of explain a little bit more, like what you mean or anything?
I'm just trying to find my niche. When it comes to beauty products, it's so much harder for me to put it out there versus, for example, I was a health coach for Herbalife for over 5 years. And granted, it was still hard as well, but I still enjoyed being out in the community, helping run the fit camps and doing all that stuff and promoting the products because I took the products every day, the shake, the tea, the tabs, and all that stuff, and got the results. So I guess it was a little easier for me to talk about health stuff, especially I guess someone coming from a medical field and dealing with, health in general, people's health. So I guess it was easier to talk about and just, I talk with that stuff about my family and friends all the time. So it wasn't that hard for me. My problem was getting and talking to people. I was really nervous of coming out of my shell, trying to talk to strangers. But now with beauty, with skincare, skincare is a little harder for me because I've struggled with really bad acne prone skin. So that was really hard for me to talk about because we also had skincare products in Herbalife, and it was so hard for me to promote that. And I did Mary Kay too, and I couldn't promote Mary Kay because I was like, oh my gosh, get this product. This product is so great. But then people would look at my skin and be like, not so sure if I want to buy that product from you. So now that I've taken the steps and I've done things to where my skin isn't, I still have acne scarring, of course, but I don't have bad, horrible breakouts like I used to. So now I'm just trying to get that confidence up to talk about skincare stuff.
Okay. So, all right. Through Bellamy or remind me,
Bellamy.
Okay. So you said a lot. So I think, which niche is important, but it's not the end all be all, in my opinion. I think like branding yourself and just people getting to know who you are. Like, I don't even think it has to really, like, if you really, really think about it, like, I think as long as people know you and if you bring something that's valuable, then you can sell products. Like, why should people buy from you versus go to Target and get something? Like if you can just get that part down, then the niching down part can either come later or not at all. Like I think the people that get really good at it obviously get, more sales and more recruits and things like that possibly. But I would say like let's literally like be honest with yourself and think back. Like you said, you were in the health for 5 years and you're talking about niching down. So whenever I think about a niche, like I think about people who have a really great niche down, or they have their branding down. And I'm even not this great at this because of time, really. If I had more time to devote to it, I think I would be better at it. But I guess that could be an excuse. But whenever I could go to your profile, if I went to your Instagram or your stories or whatever, would I be able to scroll through and be able to see and be like, oh yeah, I really understand who Crystal is, or like, oh, I really see her as like this health girl, or like I can really get some valuable content or tips from her. So whenever you're talking, the question that I put to ask you is, how often do you post the same thing that people can go and see? Okay, she's that girl. So when you want to niche down or like really brand yourself, you really almost have to post the same thing. So my tip for you, and like to me, this is for everyone. So it's like a golden nugget, like no matter what, like it's going to be focused for her with Bellamy, but like think about your company, your brand, your product. So like change the name, change the product, right? So for you, Crystal, like wellness, right? Like you said, you've done health and stuff. So you can focus. That's the cool thing about with Bellamy, like you have a variety. Like you don't have to focus on the main makeup, skincare, wellness. You can tap more into the wellness side of it, especially if you're trying to brand yourself more in the health area. And you can really tap into the wellness part, right? And that's how you can tap into it. So when's the last time you've really focused in on a product chart, or really adding that value and saying like, here's the healthy benefits to this product, right? And so everyone else that's listening, like when's the last time you've really focused in on one collection and really hit it hard, or really branded yourself as like the skincare person, or really branded yourself as like, I really know fashion well, or I really know jewelry well, or I really know whatever well. So when people go to your page, they see, okay, she must really know blah, 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 fitness, right? Like when I go on health journeys, like people start to follow me more for my health journey because they're like, okay, she's showing and sharing recipes. She's sharing what she's eating. She's sharing that this vibration plate, like it's crazy. I'm just sharing something that while I'm going through it, but I notice my stories are higher. I notice people will send me messages like, what was that like package that you shared? So that content is heavier, right? How often do you post the same thing? I'm posting consistently about my health journey. And little did I know, I actually started branding myself as somebody that is into health and fitness. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
when you think about like people in TikTok or people on Reels and stuff, if one person does like a viral video about, let's say like a health video training, and they're like doing this like really cool, like a 3-minute workout on how to get like core abs. And they're like doing all this cool stuff. And you click on it and it looks really great. And you click on their profile and they have 2 videos. Okay. And you go on somebody else's video and they have that same thing and they have 100. Who are you going to follow?
Right. The person that has the more.
Right. The one that
has
consistent, consistent with that, that's branded that's niched down to that. Now, you don't have to have 100 videos, but what my point in all this is saying is let's tap into building that with the Bellamy wellness. And I was kind of just thinking like, even like with the skincare, you said you struggle with the acne prone skin. That's still wellness. You can literally talk about the wellness of your skin. That still can go with your branding. You know what I'm saying? So you can still kind of talk about the healthiness of skincare and kind of using those fact sheets inside of the website, you know what I'm saying? And going to the benefits.
Right.
And pinpoint that down. So that's kind of my tip for you, is just take that time. You also mentioned like you struggled like talking to people. Listen, I mean, I'm a talker, but I talk when I get to know people. But what I love, like people don't know this, but I'm actually very quiet and shy in new surroundings. I don't like, literally, I kind of had anxiety because I was like, I don't know anybody, about to go across the country and don't know anybody, a single soul. But you wouldn't know that because I'm a talker on social media, but it's because I'm behind a camera. I can be dramatic and talk because y'all aren't in my living room. If y'all came to my house right now, I mean, I guess I would feel like I know y'all because I've known some of y'all for years, but you know what I mean? Like to somebody I've never seen before in my life, when I walk into a room with new people, I like I closed up. So I understand that feeling, but I think that if you just step out a little bit more and just remind yourself, like you're literally on a camera screen and no one can see you. So you might as well just do it boldly. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
go live, or even not live, just do a little quick stories, do a fun reel, and start even with pictures, and it doesn't even have to be pictures of you all the time. It can literally just be of you holding the product, like I've talked about before, like boomerang, or you showing it, things like that.
If I do post, that's usually what it is. I need to get better at doing videos and stuff. It's the fear, and I can psych myself out of stuff because it's like, Crystal, you've actually been pushed to lead training calls. You've done training with, multiple people in a room with people. And it's just, it's always, girl, it's public speaking. It's just, whew, high anxiety for me. It is a fear of mine. And it's just, even if I've done it before, you would think it would be easier for me, but it's still not.
Yeah. And that's okay. But let's like step into it more by doing small things like reels and stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think like, and do you know how to do like the hands free on your stories?
I
like,
do not.
Okay. So what I love, and like, I'm by myself, so I don't have anybody to like hold my phone and all that. So when I go to, I don't know if this is gonna just turn it down a little bit. Maybe that helps. Yeah. So whenever you go to stories and you click your little face, and then you go to add a new story, and there's like, mine's on the side over here, and one of these little buttons says hands free. So you click hands free, and that lets you, whenever you click it, it allows you to record without you holding it down. So that's when a lot of times I like prop it on something, so then my hands are free and I can like demo something. I can have something in my hand, or like it's propped.
Okay.
I guess I can't really see what I'm doing, but it's like propped on something, so I can, like I mix up something, or I could do your makeup, or you can, do, you can mix up your wellness drinks, whatever have you not.
Listen, I have a whole, what is it called? Ring light setup. Have I used it yet? I have not. And that was the whole purpose of me getting it too, just to help kind of encourage myself to start doing lives and reels and all kind of stuff like that. I'm like, I'm gonna buy this ring light and set up a whole office, and this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have a spot for it. So yeah.
Okay, well, let's make a plan.
Yes. I need Jesus to put life on pause for a second, because I did all that, and then boom, 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 several curveballs. We had a passing in the family and just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
We've had, it's been a rough couple of weeks, and it's kind of like knocked me off. And then on top of that, I'm in school too. So it's like, okay, we need to sit down, refocus, and organize our time. And how can we do that?
So let's talk about that real quick, because I think that can help a lot of people too. Because here's the deal. Life's going to always throw us curveballs. You're talking to a professional control freak. As much as I love God, I like to pretend like I can play God and be God and control my life. Like, I had this planned. Like, why is this not going my way? Like, like literally I'm supposed to be in Italy in 13 days. And that apparently like my flight got canceled. Not in my plan. Like, life is always going to throw us curveballs, right? So I highly suggest you think about what can you control. That's first. So looking at your day calendar and your structure, when do you have 30 minutes usually? Is it in the morning you can wake up 30 minutes earlier? Do you have 30 minutes lunchtime that you want to maybe like, do you get an hour lunch and you can sacrifice 30 minutes? Is it like right after you get off, you have 30 minutes and that's like your best time before it gets chaotic? Or is it, 30 minutes before you eat, or 30 minutes after you eat, or 30 minutes before bed? Like, where do you have your 30 minutes kind of best put?
Well, I'm not a morning person, so probably in the evenings. It'll probably be in the evenings before bed.
Okay.
That would probably be the best.
what is the best way for you to set up a system for that? Is it like, if it's not a system now, I would think, unless you use a planner, like a paper planner every day, I would think some type of an alert. So do you use like your watch, like an alarm clock, or what do you think?
I could probably do set one on my phone, and my I always wear my little Fitbit watch, so I could probably have a setting for that too.
Okay.
That way it'll alert me to like, hey, this is the time that you could be doing X, Y, and Z for your business or branding. So
Yeah. So what I would do is I would say, like, do it and put like 30 minutes power session. And then
okay.
but you have to, you have to be intentional with that time. And maybe what I would do is, make a list of what can you do in 30 minutes. So you can do a post, maybe you go and look up some things where you can post about, like maybe one of those days, it's just like on Monday, you're looking up, what am I even going to post about this week? Like, I'm going to look up to post about this and what are the benefits. And this is what I'm gonna post on Tuesday. And then I'm gonna look up this and this one post on Wednesday. And then I'm gonna look up this and post on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
That's my thing for Monday. Tuesday, I'm gonna get my pictures ready. Wednesday, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, you can literally structure it like that. Maybe another day is your dress up day. Like, you're like, this is the day I already feel good. I feel cute. I look good. I can do some content with my photos. I tend to do that a lot. Like, I know good and well, I'm not going to be cute on Fridays. I never plan to do content on Fridays, because it's like jean days for work, happy hour usually. Like, I don't ever do that. So usually my content days on the beginning of the week when I'm less tired and exhausted. So usually my picture content days are on Mondays and Tuesdays. Obviously not today, because I just got back and it's not happening. So, but you know what I'm saying? So kind of sit and think about that, like what day can be what, and that will also help you be more productive. Because if you just, and this is for everybody, y'all, like everyone listening, Brandy, Stephanie, and everyone else tuning in, like if you just put on a calendar and just put an alarm, like power session, ain't nothing gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you still have to be intentional. You still have to have a plan. So like sit and think with that. I don't think I have the correct journal here. Maybe I do. And every now and then I still have to tweak it a little bit. In life, like you said, life is still going to give you some curveballs, but they're going to always be curveballs, but you can at least have somewhat of a plan. So that way you have, like, when you're going through the curveballs, you still are doing something through that motion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Does that help a little bit? Like, is that something that you actually can see yourself doing, or do we need to do something else?
No, I'm actually, as you're talking, I'm putting this in my phone.
Okay.
So if you hear me being silent, that's what I'm doing. I'm actually doing it because I work 12 Tuesdays are usually, if I'm not working overtime, I'm usually off on Tuesdays. And
and so maybe one day you're not doing this, right? Like, one of those days is like, this is not going to work this day, so don't put it in your phone that day. And you know how, like, in your phone you can set up your alarm to not go off every day, right?
Yeah.
So like, I know Fridays, it's like my friend time, family time. I don't do a lot of business stuff on Fridays, and I don't do it a lot on Sundays either. And that, to me, just gives you a balanced life in business. That's how you protect not being burnt out, you guys. Like I've said before, I am very much dedicated to doing business differently, and doing it for the long haul. And that's kind of how you protect your time and space, and not getting to the point where you hit a brick wall, or get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm so exhausted, or, you just kind of don't have the energy or the motivation. Like, you got to fill your cup. So those are my days where I fill my cup back up. Right. Is this helping you guys as well too? Brandy, I'm about to come to you. I feel like you and Crystal kind of have some similar questions and things. Crystal, are we good? Or is there anything else you can think about?
No, I think that is it. Other than I'll have to get with you later on personal branding.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna share my Calendly and Telegram.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a sticky note right now so I don't forget, because I will squirrel. I don't know. I can't remember if I shared it or not. So if I did, then it's in there, but I'll reshare it just in case. Okay. I almost forgot, but I did remember. Yay, I'm glad you remember, Brandy. If you want to unmute yourself and come on and ask your questions and stuff, feel free. Yeah, get focused and quit scrolling on Facebook. So yeah, tell me kind of a little bit more about, what your struggle is and kind of what you want some help around and what's going on.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I guess basically when I get on Facebook, I get distracted very easy. And I catch myself, I could be on there for an hour and I've already just been scrolling down through there. I've got to get better at being more intentional and not just scrolling. I think that's my main problem.
Okay. So, do you ever like post the stories?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I haven't in a while. I let my health and everything else just kind of, I guess, get in the way. I've got to start organizing everything better.
Okay. So my personal rule of thumb, which I'm sorry, first before I just start talking, because I go into like my solution minded. I'm sorry to hear about your personal health. Are you doing better? Can you hear me?
Yes, I am. I've got, I got to go and have another surgery and have my ovaries removed. And then I'll have one more surgery after I do the expansion process to get my implants. But other than that, we got all the cancer.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Praise God. When's your surgery, your next surgery?
I go next Thursday for a consultation to get my ovaries removed. And then I'm not sure on that one. We're still in the middle of the expansion. I'm having to go once a week to expand one side since it got infected.
Was it ovarian cancer?
Huh?
Was it ovarian?
No, I had breast cancer.
Oh, okay.
So I had a double mastectomy, but it was feeding off my hormones.
Oh,
so they're wanting to get rid of, I guess, the pill that he gave me that I have to take for 5 years. It's not stopping my hormones. So I'm going to have to get rid of my ovaries.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
so good. Praise God. So okay, well, I'm very happy to hear that you are cancer free. So that is
thank you.
Good news. But yeah, I was like ready to solve the problem. And I was like, wait a minute, like slow down. I'm gonna give that some time and attention, and I'm glad to hear that. And definitely let me know whenever your next surgery is, and let the team know so we can definitely pray for you. But to help you with what you're talking about with the scrolling, I think, sometimes Facebook is one of those things where it is. I mean, it's entertainment, it's a release. And I mean, we all do it. I mean, I used to like not get on TikTok because I was like, oh my God, I lost like an hour or two of life because I just went down a tunnel. I don't know if anyone has ever done this where when you've been on TikTok too long, where they literally tell you like to take a break or something. Like, it's like, I don't know. It literally pops up and it's like, take a break, or like, you've been TikToking too long. Like, I was like, what? This is a thing. So that's only happened when I've been on like my summer breaks or Christmas breaks or something, where I literally have scrolled everything in the world. And I think I try to catch up or something. Anyway, so it's okay to do that. I think it's great to like, if it's that addicting, because to me, if you're noticing it too much of that, then it's probably bad. Like if it's bad enough for you to like notice, for you to be like, okay, listen, I'm scrolling a lot, it's probably an addiction at this point, to where maybe you need to like time yourself. Are you doing it more in like the morning, in the evening?
More like in the afternoon or evenings.
Okay, so maybe there's like a time where like Like, I don't know, like maybe you make sure you do it where you have something that you have to get done after, like, okay, I'm gonna get my phone, but I know I have to cook dinner or eat dinner or like whatever, like, something important to do, or literally, like you said, a timer. So that's first. And then the next thing is what I personally do is before I scroll, I post things. Like I don't give myself permission to scroll and like see things until I post something. So when I touch it and I get on like Instagram, because my Instagram's connected to like my Facebook and all that. So my Instagram stories connects to my Facebook stories. So when I first thing I'm doing is I'm literally like, I have content, whether it's graphics, you know, pictures or whatever, I'm literally like posting that. And then I give myself permission to scroll and see things. I personally also try to limit my scroll in the morning because I know I have to get ready for work. But if I start scrolling, then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be late. So I'm like, I don't scroll in the morning. I post in the morning, and I only scroll like maybe a little bit. But usually it's checking my notifications. And then I scroll in the evenings. So maybe you do that, like post in the mornings and scroll in the evenings, just so that way you are being productive. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else have any ideas on that? I mean, that's like really the main thing I could think of. I don't know if you can see the comments. Crystal said, praying for your healing, Branding. Glad that you're cancer free. My mom had breast cancer as well, and her surgery is coming up. Oh.
Thank you.
I pray for your mom's surgery. Okay, so that's one thing. Is okay, what else is it that you're kind of being sidetracked on? Like maybe also I would think getting the content ahead of time. So like maybe on Sundays or Saturdays or whatever day you feel like you have enough time to spend 30 minutes to gather. I like to kind of call it like a database or like a gallery of content or photos. And so what I do is like every one day a week, I try to have like pictures of content. So I'm like, okay, I have like my, you know, anywhere between 5 to 20 pictures. Usually it's not 5, usually it's like 10 or whatever to 20 that I can post in my stories. So that way every day I have 3, to 7 photos I can post in my stories. And then, especially when it comes to business, you have your photo bank, of things that you can pull from, you know what I'm saying? So go and save some of that stuff so you have it, and then you can post it to your stories, and you can start using that and saying stuff about that product or the opportunity. So that would be my advice. Get like a database of photos. Post before you scroll. And then have like a time of day where you scroll. So like maybe like in the mornings, you only post, and then like in the afternoons you scroll, and then kind of like give yourself a time limit. And I know it's easier said than done, but literally like just kind of being more aware of it. And really the best thing to do, honestly, Brandy, like kind of remind me about your family life, like family, husband, kids, anything like that. Can you hear me?
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said, just remind me of your family life. Do you have husband, kids?
I've got a boyfriend, and then my kids are grown. I've got my dogs, which are like kids.
Okay. And so.
And I got my mom.
Okay. Got it. We got to have our mamas. So what I like to think about is also like when I'm scrolling, I think about what is that taking time away from, like things you can't get back. Like when you're scrolling for hours, like you can't get that time back with your mama. You can't get that time back with your pets. But I know they're, they want to be cuddled and loved on, and you can't get that time back with your boyfriend. So he probably gets annoyed with you on your phone too. So
Oh yeah.
I personally, because I know I can get addicted to my phone, because anything that can become an addiction, and I'm gonna get a little faith-based on you guys here, anything that can become an addiction is an idol. And I don't want that to be an idol. So when I get too attached to something, like when I get too attached to like my wine, or like I need wine, like I have to go on a fast, and I have to be like, okay, I'm going to not have wine for a while, or I'm going to have less of it or whatever. Or if I get too addicted to my phone, then I try to limit myself. So maybe like I literally, when I'm with, my man, I'm like, I try not to even have my phone in the same room. So that way, I'm very intentional on that time so I'm not spending it scrolling and things like that. Or I say, hey, like, I got to do some business stuff. I got to catch up. Give me this time. Let me have some focused time. And then I'm going to be with you. And then I don't just be on the phone scrolling. So just think about it like that as well. Like when you're scrolling, what is it taking time away from? Like you're sitting here looking at the phone, but there's life all around you, live it. Anything else? If not, I'm gonna let y'all go because this is 40 minutes. I think this has been awesome and great. And it is here for the replay for anyone else. But if y'all have any last minute things, I will definitely do this again next month. And we still also have the training. I haven't been able to do the training. I was gonna do it during my layover when I thought I'd be by myself, but my flight took forever and I was still around some women I knew. So I decided to just, chat with them. But I will be delivering a training this week, hopefully, if I could get caught up and everything. But if not, y'all know I will definitely give you guys a training. It's going to be great. I was able to I think whenever you're like around other business women, like, you get ideas, but not really ideas. I didn't really get ideas, but I think I just was able to reconnect and I just felt like I needed it. And I had some thoughts come up. I always feel like when I'm with the water, like, I don't know, maybe in my like old life or whatever, or like, I don't know. I just really think that nature and God always just comes back to me. And I feel very centered when I'm around water. And I just had time to just think. And so I was able to kind of think about what, for my personal business, like what I needed. And anytime I could think about things for my personal business, y'all know I want to bless you with yours. And so I have some stuff for you guys to drop on you, hopefully this week. Like I said, let me just look at my schedule. And as soon as I look at my schedule, I will get that info to y'all. All right. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. Yes, right. Love being around water. Okay. I love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your night. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.